Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello and welcome to Chinese Pod. We're coming to you from Shanghai, China. We're bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin. The two of us, as ever, are here at this level. First of all, who are you, miss?
I'm Jenny.
You're Jenny.
And great to be with Ken in the studio.
Yes, indeed. And my name is Ken, correct. Now, our level today is the second level. If that is not suited to you, you can go to ChinesePod.com and find a level that is suited to you. One little point, if you happen to be an advanced learner, there's a separate website which is entirely in Chinese. You can find it at the top right-hand corner of the ChinesePod.com homepage. And if you're an advanced learner, you don't need to be listening to me talking English. Now, give us a little bit of background on today's lesson, please, Jenny. What is the topic?
All-time favorite, nationalities.
Nationalities.
Yeah, when you learn language, it's one of the first 5 lessons.
Indeed, a subject that's never been covered before in a language context. Now, of course it has, because it's the obvious thing to do, and we haven't done that much of it. So let's have a look at it today. Now, could you choose a word? We're talking co-text here. Choose a word, please, Jenny, that we're going to hear somewhere in this dialogue.
哪里人？哪里人？
Okay. Now, I think that's quite easy, Jenny. Shall we tell people what that means?
Of course.
Okay, well, what does it mean?
Means where are you from?
Okay.
Of what nationality? Because
Yes.
it's funny, in English you say where are you from to imply what nationality, whereas in Chinese you just say 你是哪里人?
Yes.
Of which people are you? Yeah.
Well, here's the great development for me on Chinese Pod in recent months, and it was something that I've always wanted to do, but I wasn't sure how people would react to it. But it's the idea of lexis and using lexical items, which means chunks of words, groups of words that actually occur in real spoken Chinese. You know, you can look at the textbooks for the most part, and sometimes what you get are these beautiful, pristine forms, structural forms that some professor thinks are really nice examples of Chinese.
Yeah.
But if you actually record spoken language, the spoken Chinese language, you actually don't hear those forms very often. And so what we have really tried to push in recent months is, look, forget about what the textbooks say. Let's use the language that people actually use. Now, we're not talking about ungrammatical speech. That wouldn't make any sense. But we're talking about what I call lexis, which is chunks of words that you're likely to hear that Chinese people really do use. And that's kind of empirical. But that's enough talking on my part. So let's listen to this empirical and naturally occurring dialogue here today. So let's listen to that 3 times and we'll come back and we'll go through it.
你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
Second time. 你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
Third time. 你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
I guess you know.
It's that time again.
Yes.
Let's start.
Translations.
你是哪里人？
Where are you from?
你是哪里人？
Where are you from?
你是哪里人？我是美国人。
I'm American.
我是美国人。
I'm American.
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
So, which country are you from?
你是哪个国家的？
Which country are you from?
你是哪个国家的？我是澳大利亚的。
I'm Australian.
我是澳大利亚的。
I'm from Australia.
我是澳大利亚的。澳大利亚很美。
Australia is a really beautiful place.
澳大利亚很美。
Australia is really beautiful.
澳大利亚很美。
Great. Now let's get back to our little bit details now in terms of the specifics of this lesson. So, first sentence again, please, Jenny.
你是哪里人？你是哪里人？
Okay, let's start from the back of the sentence and move towards the front of the sentence. So the last word in the sentence is
人，人
and that means
people or
person. And so the question 哪里人 means
of which people?
indeed of which indeed literally it's kind of like of which people do you come? It's kind of like earthlings. The implication is which country are you from? 你是哪里人? Now that's interesting because you'd never say the equivalent of that in English. You'd say, where are you from? So 你是哪里人? Of which people do you come from? You know, it's funny.
You're suddenly speaking like Martian.
Yeah, when you say it very literally, it sounds kind of alien, but that's the way it's done. Now, I'm American.
我是美国人。我是美国人。
The word for America is
美国，美国。
Now, literally translated, that means
Beautiful country.
beautiful country. And so the expression American person is
美国人，美国人。
good. Now, you can listen to the sound of that, the music of that again. So it's 美国人, American person. 我是美国人, I'm American. And then you want to be, now here's another format for a similar question. And this question is
你是哪个国家的？你是哪个国家的？
Now, this is more specific because this is saying which country.
Yes.
Now, literally translated, again, if you want to make it sound sort of abstracted, you would say, you are which country of,
Yes,
literally
yes.
translated. How do you say that? Let's look at that phrase, which country?
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
哪个国家？哪个国家？
Now, 哪个 meaning 哪 is the third tone there, I believe, isn't
Yes.
it? Okay. So, 你是哪个国家的? Which country are you from? It's a little bit more specific
Yes.
than the other one.
And also, we're throwing different expressions to expand your
Indeed.
language.
Yes.
You could just use the same expression, 你是哪里人?
Yes.
But-
Or you could say,
你是哪个国家的?
Yeah.
It's always nice to have more expressions
indeed,
and learn more.
and to be able to recognize more when you hear it. Okay. Now, in this case, the person is Australian.
我是澳大利亚的。我是澳大利亚的。
So I think you can guess that together. Now, let's look at the word for Australia.
澳大利亚，澳大利亚。
Could you tell us anything about these particular characters?
Well, it's an interesting word. Obviously, it's transliterated.
Yes.
But the first word, which has we call it a water radical,
Yes.
三点水,
Yes.
implies water. So Australia is surrounded by sea.
That's
and
interesting.
Yeah, it has that connotation. And also, 利亚, the word 亚 means sort of Asia.
Yes.
And Australia, Australasia.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it also has that meaning
That's
as well
good.
as the sound.
Good. So there are, if you want to remember the characters there. So the first one is as in, meaning it's got the sandian shui, the three dots, the 3 points of water,
Yes.
as it's known in Chinese, on the character. And it's got the ya at the end referring to Asia. So it's got Asian overtones.
Yes, and also the second character there, da, obviously means big.
big.
In Australia, it's quite a sizable country.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting selection of transliteration terms
yes.
to
Which is
create.
also, richly meaningful.
Absolutely, and I think it has created a lot of associations for in the Chinese mind. So yes, Australia is 澳大利亚. Great. You want to say, well, Australia is very beautiful.
澳大利亚很美。澳大利亚很美。
Great. So it's very beautiful. 美 as in 美国
美国
the same beautiful, same pretty. Can you use that to describe a beautiful
woman,
person?
yes,
girl?
of course.
Yes. So you could use it in many, many ways. A beautiful place, beautiful person, and so on.
And a beautiful mind.
Beautiful mind. Oh, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
I wasn't talking about you.
Okay, I was fishing. Sorry. All right, let's listen to that dialogue 3 times again, please.
你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
Second time. 你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
Third time. 你是哪里人？
我是美国人。你是哪个国家的？
我是澳大利亚的。
澳大利亚很美。
Okay, very good. I think that it is always useful for you to drill down, to go to ChinesePod.com, to spend some time on the vocabulary, the expansions, the explorations, and all of those other things that you get.
Yeah, that to
in the
me
learning
is most
center.
important. The expansions and the just exploring the site.
You got to practice with them. Yeah. All right, let's go, miss. And we'll be
Yes.
back again tomorrow.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so you...
That time again to
Yeah,
say 再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0223. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0223 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0223.